Good afternoon. Welcome to the John Gaunt podcast. Well, breaking news just as I come on air effectively. Nigel Farage has utterly humiliated Keir Starmer today. Reform UK. Now I'm convinced they will be the next government. Labour were trying to postpone, delay, whatever way you want to describe it, local elections, denying between 4.5 million and 7 million people their democratic right to vote in May in those local elections, but they still expected them to pay their council tax. Starmer was frit, as Mrs. Thatcher would say. You could hear his bum cheeks clanging from here. But today, in the High Court, Nigel Farage hasn't even gone to the High Court. They've realised that what they were doing, they hadn't got a chance of winning, and Farage is the victor. Not just Farage, democracy is the victor. Hello, welcome. This is the John Gaunt Show. Sorry it's a bit earlier than usual, but it's just that I want to double up on the victories today because I'm off to see Coventry City thrash Middlesbrough later this evening. Right, if you're listening or watching on the replay, don't forget you can still donate and contribute and do all the things you normally do. Put your comments up. Feel free. But you can do that now as well. Farage is the victor. This is the 16th U-turn that useless Keir Starmer has made. Surely this has got to be the last one. And here's the big thing. Steve Reid, who was the minister who was trying to get this through the High Court, he's been told in no uncertain terms it is illegal to cancel, postpone these elections. Illegal. He's a minister of state. He wanted to do something illegal. He's got to resign. He has to resign. And I'd go further. Forget the local elections. We need Starmer to resign now. He's failed. He's finished. He's redundant. How much longer are we going to allow this absolute cretin to continue wrecking our country? It's a great victory for democracy. I'm sure you agree with me. Join in. It is the John Gaunt Show. Ladies and gents, it is a disgrace. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, as you can tell. Today, we have seen Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister of this great country, it is a company, dragged into his 16th U-turn. 16! This isn't leadership. This is pure humiliation. And once again, it's Nigel, or Sir Nigel Farage, who's applied the pressure and exposed the rot. Not the Tories, not the Green Party, but Reform UK. Let's be absolutely clear from the off, this U-turn is about your vote. Labour tried to scrap, postpone, cancel, whatever you want to say, local elections and deny millions of people, you and I, our democratic right. And only when they were caught out by Farage looking at the legal advice did Starmer bottle it and reverse. Now, there's another thing. I thought Starmer was a forensic lawyer. Starmer was the director of public prosecutions. Jimmy Savile never came across his desk, came across loads of others, but not his, according to Starmer. Today, there was a story which is sort of been superseded by this, about how a research, best way to call it, lobby group, very much linked to Starmer, had been trying to get dirt on journalists. This is your forensic lawyer who's in charge of our country. Let me make this be absolutely clear. This isn't a mistake. It isn't confusion. It is arrogance personified, incompetence and weakness rolled into one. He's not a leader, and he'll never be a leader while there's a hole in my pants. A so-called forensic lawyer who can't read the country, can't make a decision, blames everybody else, and costs us taxpayers millions. Because don't forget, they've got to now pay all the legal costs, not only their own, but also those of Nigel Farage and Reform UK. But now the consequences are coming. Voters are angry. Trust has collapsed completely. And of course, Labour is heading for a bloody reckoning at the ballot box. So tonight, or this afternoon, I'm asking the real question. After 16 U-turns, why are we waiting? Let's forget local elections. Let's get a general election now. Starmer must go. Steve Reid should be gone before I finish this broadcast. Are you with me or are you against me? This is a very, very important day. And what Farage and Reform UK have managed against Starmer and this lousy Labour government is incredible. If you've got an opinion, please write it in the comment box and please like the video. Like it, share it, get other people to watch. Thank you very much indeed. Right, before I come to your comments, there's just a few other things I want to say. Farage, as I say, has hammered Keir Starmer. He's forced a shameful 16th U-turns. How many more chances does Starmer want? This is all about local elections, but it's not. It's about democracy itself. You can't put a price on democracy. I know on one level these elections are ridiculous because they're going to be changed. You know, the councils are going to be changed. But you don't and you can't put a price on democracy. Otherwise, we end up in a dictatorship, which I think Herr Keir would quite like. They wanted to deny millions of you your democratic right. And only after massive public backlash and, of course, this legal challenge in the High Court by Reform UK and Nigel Farage did Keir Starmer bottle it and reverse course again. It's incompetence on an industrial scale. 16 U-turns, 16 humiliations. This so-called forensic lawyer can't read the country, can't lead, and keeps costing us, the British taxpayer, millions. They're going to get wiped out in May, aren't they? So if they're going to get wiped out, why don't you go now, Starmer? For once in your life, locate your backbone, you amoeba, you blancmange, and do the right thing for the United Kingdom. Why are we waiting? We need a general election. Who agrees with me? So during this conversation we're going to have now, we're going to break down Starmer's latest catastrophic misjudgment. The misjudgment of a forensic lawyer, but Jimmy Savile never came across my desk. Why this U-turn has energized the electorate and why this could be now, pray God, pray to Allah, pray to whoever you want to. This could be the end of Starmer's leadership. This is a case of political arrogance exposed. He thought he could do whatever he wanted. This is democracy defended by Reform UK and Nigel Farage, whether you like him or not. And this is our Prime Minister, Keir, never here, Starmer, humiliated again. Get engaged, get involved. Do you think Labour now deserves to be really hammered in the local elections? But more than that, do you think it's time for a general election? I'll take your views. Be patient. I will get to you all. Let's have your views now. And if you'd like to donate to keep these podcasts going, please feel free. Click the $ on the comment box on YouTube, and then you can donate whatever you want, whatever you can afford. Likewise, go to that's too many W's. Anyway, www.buymeacoffee.com/John Gaunt on the internet. And if you are watching this on replay or listening on a replay later and not joining in the live, where were you? We did it at 4:30 today because I'm off to the football. But don't forget, the easiest way to know what I'm up to is to join JonGauntTV on YouTube. Little pop-up comes up saying, do you want to subscribe? Say yes. Doesn't cost anything. Then you'll be having access to, on a check today, it's nearly 7,000 subscribers. Thank you for making this so successful. But we still need, I need your donations. Let's get started then. We're going to your comments now. Steve Reid, I say he should go. What do you say about that? And what about Keir Starmer? Is this the final self-inflicted wound? What a prat. Good luck on the football. You need a win, says Ronnie Hurst, who obviously knows nothing about football. Well, we do need a win. It'd be good for our confidence. You seem to have forgotten we're second and we've been leading the bloody league all season. But yeah, I take on board your good wishes. Thank you. Nigel Big, question mark. Let's get UK back to normality. I don't know what you mean by that, patriotic Dell. Coventry, Middlesbrough. And then somebody's put a couple of emojis, which I can't read because they're too far away on the screen. What? Just say what you're trying to say. If you're trying to have a go, let's hear you. Absolutely. They tried to illegally stop us voting, says John Whitby. It is the end of Starmer and this Labour government. Got a view? Want to hear it? Plenty of room in the comments. Just get your comments in there now. And if this is your first time of listening or watching, my name's John Gaunt. This is the John Gaunt podcast. I'm here every day, normally Monday to Thursday at 6. Doing it earlier tonight because I'm off to the big game tonight. It's on telly as well, so you can watch it if you wish. But then I also do a show on a Sunday as well. And it's all funded by you, the viewers, or the listeners. Proper independent broadcasting. Yes, he did cancel the May elections, says Suzanne Neves. He is evil. Don't hold back. Glasgow Rangers, WATP. I don't even know what that means. Look, there's no point in writing shit if you don't explain what you're saying. How am I meant to understand that? Glasgow Rangers, WATP. I haven't got a clue, Patriot Dell. Say it again. Totally agree, John. Something has to change. Yesterday, he says. Well, make your mind up. Gaunty is back, says Kev Phillips 02. He says that every time I come on. Thank you, Kevin. How about now contributing a comment to today's discussion? I'm saying clearly that Steve Reed, who was the architect of all this, and it's unfortunate because this was all started off with, what's her name? Angela Rayner, but he inherited her job, and so he's now going to carry the can. But the man who should really carry the can is our supreme leader, the man who wants to be the dictator of the United Kingdom, Keir Starmer. He wanted to deny you your votes. In some areas, that could be up to 7 years before you get a vote. I know a lot of people don't vote in the council elections. They should, because let's face it, they can screw you every week with, yellow dustbin, blue dustbin, brown dustbin, spending money on one-armed Albanian folk dancers to come and do the City of Culture for you. And do a City of Culture that has nothing, sod all, to do with the city. I'm not bitter about the City of Coventry, City of Culture bullshit. They lost £1 million. These are the people who waste your money every day. We do need to have our say. And if we're not happy, we have to have a vote and we have to be able to vote them out. Are you with me or against me? Starmer has proven time and time again, says Jackie Ward, that he cannot lead, that he doesn't have the judgment to be a prime minister. Thank you, Jackie. That's exactly where I'm coming from too. And he will do almost anything now to stay in power. He's not in it for the good of this country. He's in it for himself. And he likes the feeling that power gives him. Oh, yeah, Jackie. I think he gets a little tingle downstairs, don't you? Anyway, time he went, sooner rather than later. Starmer, do us all a favour and go now. Anybody agree with Jenny? Please feel free. I know he said pick up the phone and call. Can't say this. It's not a phone-in, is it? But you understand where I'm coming from. Feel free to get involved. A bit quiet, but I suppose it's because I'm doing it early. Not to worry. If you watch it late, if you are watching it later on replay, or you're watching it, on replay, feel free. Still put your comments up in the comment box, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, or even Twitter, and I'll read them later when I get back from the football. Don't forget, if you'd like to donate, and we've been very short, I said to Lisa only last night, was trying to hold her off at the pass because she's normally got a big ledger out. And before she could say anything, I said, "Oh, it's been a quiet couple of weeks, Lisa. People are skint." And she said, "Well, that's no good, is it?" And starts having a go at me. So if you can help me out with a little donation, a couple of quid, 5 here, whatever, just click the dollar sign and send me some cash. Or if you're watching later on replay, or even now, you can go to www.buymeacoffee.com/John Gaunt. Den Spinks, he says 7 coffees on the way. Den, thank you very, very much indeed. That's almost a record. Thank you, my friend. Very, very generous of you. Starmer has made himself look very stupid. Thank goodness that Nigel Farage made the legal challenge, says Kev Phillips 02. Yeah, exactly. The so-called uni party, the Lib Dems, Labour, they're not going to do anything to help you, are they? Clearly. Even the Greens, they weren't involved. I see Zach Polanski is now trying to get his quotes up all over the place as if he was involved in this. He wasn't. The person who got this for you is Nigel Farage. Look at him, that stupid face. He looks like Larry Grayson in that picture. Oh, shut that door. Did you love Larry Grayson? Wasn't he just brilliant? Only had one act, but that's all he needed. Brilliant. We don't have... I was watching that guy. Who's that guy? Carr. What's his first name? You know the one I'm talking about. He does that program with Amanda Holden. The thing I find with him, I can't think of his first name now. The thing with him, he doesn't bother with a double entendre if a single will do. There's no kind of mass in, and you just get bored with him, don't you? He's kind of just a bit one-dimensional. What's his name? Not Willie Carr. He played for Coventry. Remember that goal? Brilliant. Ernie Hunt. Fabulous. If you're a Sky Blue fan, are you confident? Are you nervous? I woke up with a knot in my stomach this morning. I see this as a must-win game if we want to win the championship. I don't know about you. You might want to talk about it. 7 coffees on the way, says Den Spink. Thank you very much. Patriot Dell's come back to explain. Oh, we are the people, John. Is that what that WATP meant? Right, great. Well, listen, I'm old, right? So don't do acronyms because it's very hard when you're doing a live show like this. People are sending in comments. You have to spell out what you're trying to say. Yeah? Make it easier for me. Take pity on an old man. Jackie, totally agree with you, says Patriot. The name Nero comes to mind. Starmer will keep fiddling whilst we burn. I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. Jimmy Carr, the tax fiddler dodger. No, not Jimmy Carr. Have I got the guy's name wrong? Do you know the one who used to do that show with the blonde-haired guy who got into trouble and then was taken off the telly? I worked with him for about a week at some shit radio station called Fubar. I go, what's his name? What's the guy's name? You know the one I mean? Campus Christmas. He's funny in small doses. Funny in very, very small doses. Right, let's move on. Ian Jones, are you up the CBS tonight, John? Yes, I am, but there's no H in my name. Thank you very much. Hope you're going as well. The mighty Sky Blues are going to hammer. Well, I think it'll be 2-1, actually. Middlesbrough tonight. I just hope it's a good... Well, no, I don't. You know when football fans say, I just hope it's a good game? I don't. I don't care if it's a shit game as long as we win. I just want us to win tonight. I don't always think like that, but today it's pure tribalism. I just want us to win. Don't care how we win, as long as we win. Do you get that kind of feeling? Not even for Coventry, for other teams as well, whoever you support. Feel free to comment. Still looking for a few more comments. I'm going to stop in a minute because it looks like the audience isn't there today. That's fair enough. If you're busy doing other stuff, my fault for doing it early. But if you do want to contribute, because today this is a massive story. Starmer has been humiliated maybe for the final time. I say Steve Reed has got to resign. But I would go further and say so has Starmer. I'm still trying to think of that comedian. He does that property show with Amanda Holden where they're doing up houses in Spain or Italy. Can't think what it was. You know the guy I'm talking about. I've got his name wrong. Maybe his name isn't Carr. I don't know. It shows how good he is. I can't remember his name. Labour will not hold a general election because they will lose their seats. Of course, that's why they allowed him to stay in power. It's the same reason why they're cancelling some May elections, like they did last year, just to hold on to their seats. Yeah, but you need to get with the Templar UK of GB and whatever, Northern Ireland. Get with the programme, mate. They've been told they can't cancel the elections. It's illegal. Nigel Farage has just defeated them. So the May elections are going ahead. But you are right to say that whether the MPs will vote for a general election, I take that on board because they will get wiped out. You're right. But is that good for democracy? It isn't, is it? Just like if they replace, I mean, the Tories did this as well. If they replace Starmer with a Lettuce or Liz Truss or whatever, I wouldn't agree with that either. I think he's been such a failure, not just Starmer, but his whole cabinet. Lammy, Rachel Thieves. They came in, they said, we're the grown-ups. Everything they've touched, they've all got the Midas touch in reverse. It doesn't turn to gold, it turns to a crock of shit. They've failed. And if they had a backbone amongst them, they would go. But instead, Lammy, walking into number 10 last week, when Christopher Hope from GB News shouted at him and said, is this the end? He said, you must be kidding. It took us 14 years to go. We're not going anywhere. He's only interested in himself, not the country. Lammy, Starmer, I saw that, what's her name? That woman, Yvette Cooper. She's the bloody foreign secretary. As I said yesterday, Putin's arse cheeks must be clanging like a church bell. He must be so nervous about having to face her. Not. And our military power. Not. My nephews have got more boats in their bath when they have a bath time together than the Royal Navy have got. Successive governments have run our country. We've gone from Great Britain to Standard Britain. And these clowns have now reached their absolute top level in the government of Starmer. When people say to me, why is it Starmer you hate? It isn't just Starmer. It's the whole stinking political class and all their chums in the mainstream media. They've all had it too easy for too long. And we've been paying. Like this latest row, yeah? This latest row about the elections, it's us who are going to pay for it. Then they're going to say there's no money for anything else. And then we had Starmer on the telly yesterday. He wants to send your kids to the Ukraine and he wants them to die. Well, he doesn't want them to die, but that's what will happen. He won't be sending his own son, who was so mollycoddled he had to stay at Lord Ali's flat to revise, although it was another piece of bullshit from Starmer, because when they looked at the dates, his son was still revising after the A-levels had finished. He's a liar. He's a filthy liar. He's a hypocrite, and he's a danger to our country. And it's about time we said, now go. And today, the High Court, in effect, have said, well, not in effect, they said it. It is illegal to cancel the elections, which is what Starmer was doing. And he only did it to protect himself because he knows they're going to get hammered in May. And then as a result of that, he will have to go. That will be the final straw. But are we really going to wait till the end of May? How much more damage could they do between now and then with their wrecking ball of wokeness and political correctness? Today he's going on about mobile phones and kids, but he hasn't got a policy. It was just all bullshit again. We'll do a white paper. Oh, well, that'll take 8 years. Thank you, Keir. Thank you, Keir. Thank you. Thank you for saving our country. Not. What was the other rubbish he was going on about? It's just rubbish. And then yesterday, he went on about, in Munich, he went on about reform being dangerous. The only danger to our country and our security is you, Starmer, and the useless Labour twits you've got in your cabinet. I'd give the job to Farage tomorrow. At least he knows what Great Britain means. He knows what it is to be a patriot. You hate us. You hate our flag. You hate everything about us. You despise us. Oh, yeah, but I go to football. I'm one of the people. No, you go to football in your executive box. Another freebie. You go to see Taylor Swift in a freebie box. You get your suits made by another fella. And unlike any bloke I know in the world, you allow that other fella to buy your wife clothes. Most blokes I know would give you a slap if you did that with their missus. Oh, John, don't be an unreconstructed working class yobbo, for goodness sake. For goodness sake, don't do that, John. You've got to aspire to be like the BBC. Come on, John. Come on. Be one of us. Well, I'll tell you something. I don't want to be in your gang. I don't want to be in your gang. Let's move on. David KT, what's he saying? That goal should have been disallowed. 7th of October, 1970 versus Everton. What? The Willie Carr Ernie Hunt song? And you're from Coventry? Shut up. Ian Jones. I'll see you in the casino. I'll buy you a pint. You won't. I won't be in the casino afterwards. But thank you. It's very kind of you. Maybe another time. Mon the Sky Blues. Do you mean come on? Will you stop talking in code, Patriot? Otherwise, you're going to get banned. Jackie Ward says Alan Carr. That's right. It was Alan Carr I was thinking of. I could only take him in small doses. His father, this is an interesting fact, was Graham Carr, wasn't he? He was the manager of Northampton Town. And Alan Carr's comedy program about him as a lad, and I do like that, by the way. Brilliant. That's brilliant. But Alan Carr as a comedian gets on my nerves after a while. I'll tell you what I watched last night. It was on Netflix. Have you ever seen The Derry Girls? That is brilliant. But they've got a new one. Something about so many miles to Belfast. It's 3 or 4 women whose best friend has died under suspicious circumstances. So they go on a road trip to find out more. It was one of the funniest things. I can't remember what it's called. Something about trip to Belfast. If you watched it, tell me. I thought it was brilliant. The writing was brilliant. And the girls, women, they were fabulous in it. Ken Jones says, Michael Barrymore. Ken, are you on drugs? It isn't Michael Barrymore. Josie Brooks. Hello, Josie from Coventry. Jimmy Carr and Amanda Holden. It's not Jimmy Carr. We've just been told it's Alan Carr, Josie. Templar, protest. We will get there. No surrender. Oh, fair enough. Lisa Carville. I've worked for solicitors all my working life, John. I really don't know how Starmer got so far in his career. Stop it, Lisa. He can't think on his feet. He relies on others to do everything for him. You're absolutely right. But he was the top lawyer. He was the director of Crown prosecutions. Mind you, then you think, you see the other story today. We're paying out thousands and thousands of pounds in compensation to the flip-flop warriors because when the Tories were in power, we took their mobile phones off them. And we took the SIM cards out, but we didn't tell them. And that's not allowed, according to, altogether now, the European Court of Human Rights. We're not allowed to do that. And so now, I did have the story in front of me. I don't know where it's gone. It's millions of pounds we're going to pay these people. Just let this come through you so you understand it. Millions of people who get a boat to break illegally into our great country, get out at Dover in their designer leather coats Adidas tracksuits and flip-flops, claim asylum because we took their phones off them. It beggars belief. All you do is you either scrap the ECHR completely, which might take a bit of time, or you just little twist on that saying, we have the right to anybody who illegally enters our country to take their phone off them. They obviously took the phone off them so they could find out data of what they're up to. But no, again, we, the decent, silent majority, the mugs, will end up paying that compo as well. It's on the front page of The Sun. It's in all the other papers as well. So we got that. We got the cost now of what cancelling these elections or this court case is costing us. I find it just incredible. I was going to do one today just saying I'm pissed off. That was going to be the title. And I was going to say, why don't we just give up? Why don't we all go on a booze cruise to Calais? I did this years ago with Tesco's when I was a Saturday boy. We all went to Calais. It was Boulogne we went to. I can't tell you anything about Boulogne because we got off on the first bar in the docks. It was the first time I'd seen where they poured Stella and they had like a spoon to flick out the froth. Do you know what I mean? You know, like down in London where those ponces, they don't like head. When I first went to London, I could never get good head on my pint. Here in Coventry, we give it a good head, and the head should last to the bottom of the glass. I'm talking about proper beer now, IPA and stuff like that. Where was it up to? Bass. So where was it up to? Oh, yeah. So that was the first time I'd seen anyone flick this off. But we didn't get further than the first bar because Roger, God rest his soul, passed away now. He got involved in some kind of fight. And I don't think we got locked up, but we got put in a police station most of the day. We got back on the coach and came back. Mad days, mad days. I was 18. It was an education, let me tell you. What was I going to say to you then? What was I talking about Boulogne for or Calais? Oh, no. So here's my plan. Here's my plan to make us $1 million. You can come with me if you want. We need to go to Harry Shaw. I know the guy, Harry Shaw Coaches. We need to rent a coach, right? Or he could do it for publicity. It'd be good for him because he hasn't got the Coventry City contract anymore. We all get in his coach. We go across to Calais or Boulogne. We have a booze up. And then we don't worry about the coach. We miss the coach. So to get back, we get ourselves a nice rubber dinghy, right? Slip on a pair of flip-flops, into the boat, arrive at Calais. I'm not doing the navigation. We'll have to get somebody who knows how to drive a boat. We get to Calais and we've thrown all our passports over the side and we say, look, we're claiming political asylum. Are you with me? You're following my logic so far. Before you know it, we've got a brand new phone. We've actually got a doctor's appointment. There's plenty of doctors available. A dentist. I can get a wig. It's all sorted. Just a modest proposal. You might agree. You might disagree. Ronnie Hurst. Starmer will lose. You mean lose his seat at the next general election? Well, there's... have you got the lottery numbers with daring anyway? And so the lot of them as well, I hope. When Starmer goes, he will call a general election. Well, I think that's what he did last week, my friend Ronnie. He basically said, I'm going. If you want to get rid of me, I'm going to call a general election. You're all going to lose your jobs. They all crap themselves. Then suddenly they're applauding him like seals when he comes into the room. And then they're all going on telly. They're all tweeting out exactly the same tweet. They haven't even got the imagination to change the tweet a bit. These people are morons. David Cage, I was going to stop. You've distracted me now. I'm now thinking more about how we get to live a great life. Oh, yeah. So when we get to England, we've got the mobile phone. We're staying in a 4-star hotel. Then they'd say, oh, well, I'll tell you what, you can't stay in the hotel much longer, but we've got this brand new council house, Gaunty. Well, I won't be called Gaunty. I'll be called something else, but I haven't thought about what my name is yet. And they say, we've got a brand new council house. Do you want it? I say, well, isn't there a list? No, you're top of the list. Brilliant. It's madness, isn't it? It's madness. So I was going to do, that's what I was talking to you about. I was going to do a podcast about that today. Just said, I'm so pissed off We need a radical solution so we can all get out of our trouble. Yeah? And that was my kind of idea. Booze up in Calais or Boulogne in a dinghy, get over here, get ourselves a council house. Oh, and then claim compo. We'll find some reason that they haven't treated us properly. Then I'd need an interpreter because I only speak pure Coventry, right? So you can't give me one from Birmingham. That'd be no good because no, that's not Birmingham, it's Coventry. David KT, illegal immigrants get $6,000 for them having their mobile phones taken off them. I lost a finger serving the army and only got $3,000. If you still had your finger, you'd be doing that, wouldn't you? You'd be flipping the bird. Sorry, that's a bit sick. But it's true what I'm saying. Yeah, they treat you like crap, Dave. I'm with you. Reform, pick a mix of redundant wannabes that have enjoyed the gravy train for too long. That's a good day to post that comment, isn't it, you moron? When Nigel Farage has actually just saved our democracy. But, you know, you're entitled to your opinion. Is anyone going to donate any money today? Because I've carried on. I've told you a little bit of a fantasy story. Please give me a donation. Can't be any more direct than that. Just click the $ and send whatever you can afford. Keep these podcasts going. You'll miss me when I'm gone. Or www.buymeacoffee.com/JonGaunt. Where are we going next? We're going to Mr. Scotty Darling. Court day coming soon, think? April, we might find out about the Ukrainians. Hopefully won't get covered up. Well, it is April, May time. You're right. They're on remand at the moment. It's kind of not really what we're talking about today, Scotty. Alan Carr, says Lisa. That's right, Alan Carr. You're right, John. No, what's that one? You're right. Starmer, Saipu, going further and faster. I haven't got a clue what that means. I am going to vote for Rezi. Who's Rezi? I give up. You've won. You've won. Not a bad number of people watching by the end of it. Bit slow on the likes, only 9 now. So I'm a bit unhappy about that. I've used some of my best comic material. I've called for the Prime Minister to go. I'm telling you, Nigel Farage has done a wonderful thing for democracy today. And we've had some great comments, but we've also had some useless ones. Maybe we can do better tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow at 6 in my usual slot. Hopefully join me then. I'm off up the football now. That's what it was going to say. I'm going to vote for Restore Britain. Well, that's a waste of a vote, Jerry Griffiths, isn't it? I mean, you know, there might be a nice guy, Rupert, but they're not going to get elected. And all you're going to do is split the right vote. It's a pathetic thing to say that. Don't take it personally, but I think that's a moronic thing to say. I'm going to vote for Rupert. We get enough people to do it. It ain't going to happen. It takes time. It's taken bloody Nigel Farage 30 years to get anywhere near number 10. Grow up. Jackie Ward sent me 3 love hearts, which means I can now go. Thank you, Jackie. Right. There we are. I'm done then. So thanks. If you do think later, or you're watching on a replay or listening on a replay, please think about contributing, because it all means these can keep going. www.buymeacoffee.com/JonGaunt, or click the $ on YouTube. Thanks for joining JonGauntTV on YouTube. It's really good of you. And that's about it. Spread the word, tell everyone. But the most important thing, as I say at the end of every show, if you've got kids, give them a kiss, give them a hug, and don't forget to tell them you love them. I'll see you tomorrow at 6. All the best. Play up, Sky Blues.